Anyone who has done the workbook assignment of last session? Because I have a feeling that none of you did it. Right? Because no one told you to do it. I can see that, Gaurav. कोई कुछ जवाब देगा? Anyone will say anything? Or all of you like are on silent treatment today? Why your mics are off today? Veera, what about the task?
So I wasn't there for the last session. I was not well, so I couldn't do it.
But still, you were supposed to download the workbook and do the task. What about others? Ganesh?
I didn't attend the previous session.
Ikra, Premika, Sakshita, Shiva, Subham. What about you guys? What happened, guys? Why are you so low? Just one session and Shiva, nice look. One session and just all the, what we say, talkative nature of your has gone away. What happened, guys? हाँ गौरव, क्या हुआ?
कुछ नहीं सर, एकदम मस्त है.
मस्त है तो फिर लग तो नहीं रहा है मस्त है. And where are other people? Sakshita, Shubham, why your cameras are off?
Sir, I'll switch on my camera in just 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes.
What about you, Premika? Still, many other people are not here today. No issues. So, anyone who can, let's say, tell me what we did in last session? With the ma'am that you had on, I guess, Saturday. So, what we did in the last session? Yes, Gaurav.
सर लास्ट सेशन में ये हम पहले ये टेल वर्ड मतलब ये कमांड वर्ड देख रहे थे, क्या है, डिस्कस है या एनालाइज है, उसके मीनिंग. उसके बाद क्वेश्चन का क्या स्कोप है एंड क्वेश्चन का जो मेन टॉपिक क्या है क्वेश्चन का. जैसे मैम ने एक एग्जांपल दिया था जो होमवर्क भी था कि एग्जामिन चैलेंजेस ऑफ कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म पोस्ट 2014. तो जैसे इसमें पोस्ट 2014 है तो वो स्कोप हम लोग का लिमिट हो गया कि 2014 के आगे बाद का ही चीजें लेनी है. टॉपिक इसमें कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म से डाइग्रेस नहीं करना है. और जैसे ये जो कमांड वर्ड है एग्जामिन या डिस्कस जो भी है तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग आंसर देना है. मतलब मेन थीम ये था कि टॉपिक जो स्कोप है उसे डाइग्रेस नहीं करना है, बाहर नहीं जाना है.
कहाँ है फिर आंसर जो आंसर देना था? Where is the answer that was supposed to be written?
सर मैम ने जो सेशन में दिया था वो तो कर लिया, वर्कबुक डाउनलोड नहीं किया.
क्यों? Because no one told you to do it, right? And we are like, unless we are, let's say, told we are robots, we'll not do anything if the command is not here. Because we want to become an IAS, not you guys, right? It's our task to push you guys to do the task, to do the workbook. ऐसा ही है? Are we good on this? यही है? सबके लिए पूछ रहा हूँ, गौरव से नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ. I'm asking everyone. Is it the way that we are going forward? Yes, tell me, Sakshita, where is the answer?
Sir, I've completed the answer that ma'am gave, but not the workbook.
Why?
Sir, I did not check because it was not discussed in this session.
I know, no? Robots. The command was not given, so we didn't perform it. वहाँ पे कोई बोलने थोड़ी आएगा मेंस में क्या आंसर लिखना है, बैठे रहना पेन लेके, कोई बताने नहीं आया क्या आंसर लिखना है.
Sir,
Yes, Shiva. I know your situation. No need to explain.
sir, no, sir, not that, sir. Actually, facing one issues in application used while using in phone, like not able to open the workbook
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah, we are working on this. By this weekend, you'll be able to access it.
Okay, sir.
We'll be launching an app soon for the Android users. So we are working on it. So what was the main topic of the last session? Main theme like we had here, the QDM we are having. What was the theme of last session?
Sir, from not digressing from what the question is being asked. That was the main thing. Like ma'am gave us several examples, and sometimes we were digressing from the topic, and she mentioned that we should not. And she told us as to we have to know the command word, the directive, and what is being asked about it. What is being asked about the main theme of the question. So we have to bifurcate in 3 parts, and then understand all the 3 parts, not just read one part and leave the other half. So she was giving several examples related to that, and she made us understand that.
What was the question that was given in the session? Cooperative after 2014.
First question was about cooperative federalism, which said examine the challenges to cooperative federalism in India post 2014. Then one was about discussing the impact of digital technology on India's electoral process. Then there was evaluate the effectiveness of India's disaster management framework in the last decade. So there are time also mentioned there, na, like the last decade. So we should have to stick to the last decade. That's what she was saying. And for example, in the question, discuss impact of digital technology on India's electoral process. So we would have to only stick to what the benefit or curse has been of digital technology on only electoral process. So that's what examples she was giving. These 3 questions I have noted.
What is cooperative federalism?
Sir, cooperative federalism is a system of governance where all the sub-government bodies, for example, local bodies, state bodies, or central bodies, work together to follow a form of governance. I'm not able to, but I think
Example.
Sir, for example, in cooperative federalism, for example, we have CPCB and SPCB, Central Pollution Control Board and State Pollution Control Board. Both work together to monitor river pollution and other pollutions. So that is an example of cooperative federalism. I remember it now.
We have GFP. We have GST Council for cooperative federalism.
Okay.
Then, sir, the Manrega that has been changed to VBG Ramji, both of them are also an example of cooperative federalism, where fiscal federalism is being handled by both state and center.
How many of you are reading the articles that we are posting on Telegram? I asked you people to join the Telegram. So any one of you who is, reading those articles? Anyone?
Yes, sir. I've just started reading. I just joined it just 2 days ago.
Anyone else? What about other people? Yes, Shubham is doing it. Now you guys are visiting and looking the Telegram, right? Guys, it's high time that you should start thinking about this process more seriously. It's already August gone. We are still left with, let's say, approximately 4 months of this year and 4 months of next year. right? We have to finish the answer writing wala part and all the mains content part by this December. And we can't, let's say, push these deadlines more further. At max, we can give you additional 10 days. So 10th of January will be the last point by which your optional and all your GS part should have been completed. So if you are lacking somewhere, kindly speed it up. Okay, so yesterday, or let's say in the previous session, you guys discussed how to read question, I guess, something like this, right? And now we'll be starting with session 6, the question deconstruction matrix. It means how we can break down the questions, right? Okay. So who's going to help me out here? Yes, Akshata.
Core concepts, core philosophy. Speed is derived from a repeatable process, not memorization.
Mhm.
So this means that core philosophy is that speed is derived from repeatable process, not memorization. We should practice and repeat what we are reading, not memorize it totally or just keep memorizing it in one go, but rather practice it again and again. Purpose provides a tool for calm, logical, and structured planning. So the purpose is to provide a tool for calm, logical, and structured planning. Means we should be calm and logical and structured while we are writing our answer. Yes, sir.
Read the title.
Question deconstruction. Okay. So we are deconstructing the question, right? So this says that we should be calm, logical, and structured while planning the question we are reading, while planning about the question we are reading, right? No?
The philosophy is when we are, let's say, deconstructing a particular question, right? You can't do it by just memorizing, okay, I'll do this. You'll
Yes.
have to repeat that process again and again on a number of questions. Then only you'll be able to identify what the question is asking about and what does its core demand is.
Right.
Now, when we achieve this, why this deconstruction matrix is required? So that you can be calm, you can be logical, and your
Okay.
planning to write answer should be structural.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then implementation, how to parse complex prompts into actionable segments. So how to parse complex prompts into actionable segments. I think this means that we have how to make prompts into actionable segments, which means how to use prompts to write our answer, to know the demand of the question.
What is prompts?
What is prompts? Prompts is command word.
Mhm.
So we have,
Before writing the answer, we do a deconstruction. Na? Ki intro will do this, in this,
Yes,
I'll do
yes, yes.
this, I'll do this. That is for that. Ki how you can praise those
Segments.
complex segments into actionable segments.
Okay. Key objective, mastering the art of deconstruction to ensure comprehensive coverage of all aspects of a question. So the 3 things that are given above gives us the key objective that we have to master the deconstruction of the question to ensure comprehensive coverage of all aspects of question, so that we cover all the aspects that the question is asking.
Just start. Next one. Who's going to explain? Yes, Gitanjali, start. You have a doubt or you want to explain?
I will try to explain.
Great. Okay.
The QDM framework, reading is not enough. The core problem. Reading without planning result in aimless writing and ineffective communication, which means without reading we can't just execute the answers. Am I right, sir?
Go on. We'll tell you if you're not right.
The gap. Knowledge alone is insufficient. Successful output requires a bridge between comprehension and execution. And just not the knowledge is enough, but the successful output which requires that bridge for between the comprehension and execution.
नीचे कोई खड़ा है
You're just
दवाई
repeating
के
it.
लिए आपने मंगवाई है नहीं
I'm
दादी
trying.
बुआ ने क्यों नहीं मंगवाई
Elaborate it.
ना
Not the mention.
There need to be a gap.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No
I should-
issues. No issues. Let's take someone else. Who is going to help Gitanjali? Avira.
Okay, sir. So should I explain what the sentence means?
Yeah, on the slide.
Okay.
और क्या
Reading is not enough. The core problem. Reading without planning results in aimless writing and ineffective communication. So the very first thing what we should do is we should read the question carefully, and after that we should plan according to what is asked to us from the question. So once we plan it, so it prevents us from aimlessly writing an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second point is the gap. Knowledge alone is insufficient. Successful output requires a bridge between comprehension and execution.
Mm-hmm.
So knowledge alone is not enough. That is, you learn a topic, but you will only be able to write a good answer when you comprehend what is being asked and you can execute how to answer it in the best way possible. The Curium solution converts careful analytical reading into a structured execution plan. So once you know how to deduce the question, so it makes you very analytical and it helps you execute your answer writing in a better way. And then it provides a systematic approach to organizing thoughts before drafting. So it's again the same thing. So once you know what the command word is and what exactly in which dimension you're supposed to look at a question, so it will help you organize your thoughts properly and it will help you draft a good answer before jumping onto the final part of writing.
Last line.
The QDM serves as the essential bridge that turns understanding into a high impact answer.
Okay. When we are talking about question deconstruction, right? The only reason behind this discussion is that whenever we are reading a question, we don't comprehend what the question is asking about, and we directly start writing the answer without even knowing what is the core demand of the question. The question can have a single demand, it can have multiple aspects, it can be, let's say, a combination of two sentences. One is the basic and then a substantiate question that relates to the previous one. So before going to write, you need to break it down into pieces so that you can understand how to write it. Now, the core problem with it is reading without the planning. Let's say if you read it and you just start writing it, the answer can be in any form. It will not be structured, it will be aimless. So the core problem is reading without planning results in aimless writing and ineffective communication. Let's say if you start writing the answer directly without, let's say, planning or without deconstructing the question, whatever you wrote is aimless. It will not be justifying the demand of the question, and it will be ineffective for the examiner to understand what you are trying to say regarding the question. So ineffective communication and aimless writing results due to that. The gap only is having known to some of the content or any of the topic is a different part. You have a knowledge, that's great, but it is not compulsory that you'll be able to execute that knowledge or that, let's say, content that you have in mind onto a piece of paper. Knowing something is different and comprehending it or, let's say, writing it on a piece of paper in a structured way is totally different. That is where the gap is there. All of you will be reading the same, let's say, books, same article, everything will be same. But someone will get, let's say, 800 marks, someone will get 850, someone will get 750, someone will get AR1, or let's say whatever it is. Why? It's about the execution part. How did you write it at the end of the day? All of you know each and everything by far equally, but how do you execute it? Now, why this matrix is there? Firstly, you did read it. You let's say you carefully read it. You have completed all the content, whatever you had, you are done with it. But it will help you to build a structured execution plan so that you can convert that knowledge onto a piece of paper into a desired format for the examiner and fetch marks. It will also give you an approach how to organize whatever, let's say, thoughts or knowledge you have regarding a particular topic into a orderly, into a fashion order. Okay, so that you can get good marks. Essentially, this matrix will serve as a bridge from knowing something to executing on a piece of paper. Are we good on that? सबको
Yes,
समझ
sir.
आया? Anyone having any kind of doubt? Great. All knowledgeable person are here. Let's start. Let me pick one. Who's there? Shubham.
The 5 boxes of the QDM.
Why your camera is off?
Sir, I am actually at the servicing center laptop, sir. I forgot to tell you.
Okay.
The 5 boxes of the QDM, a framework for structured decision making. So, first, directive defines the strategic mandate and the specific guidance driving the decision.
Means?
So, it's basically telling us about the direction and how to implement strategically.
What?
Sorry, sir, I'm not understanding.
Okay. Anyone else? Jaya? No? Madhu? Want to try? No? Ganesh? Want to try?
It tells about the keyword like examine, discuss. So we need to analyze that first, and it will give a direction to the other steps.
Okay. When we are deconstructing a particular, let's say, question, there are 5 things that we need to talk about. The first one, the very basic, is the directive part. What is the directive word or the command word the question is having with it? It defines how you will be writing it, what will be the areas that you will be putting onto a piece of paper while writing answer, and accordingly you will reach to a destination. Okay, what needs to be written over there. Then secondly, you will identify the core topic. What is the core demand of the question that is central to the question, and what kind of problem that they're talking about that requires a solution. Right? Second thing. Third thing is the scope or limits. Let's say yesterday we were having a discussion, or previously you were having a discussion on cooperative federalism after 2014. So there was a limitation, right? You have to discuss after 14. When we did the environmental laws effectiveness, there was a limit. It is about the effectiveness. It is not about the laws that you are having, right? Like same goes for the river pollution wala part. So you have to understand what is the limit or scope that you need to identify, or let's say to take care while writing the answer. It will give you the boundaries to which extent you have to write the answer, what are the areas that needs to be included, and what are the areas that can be excluded, depending upon the core demand of the question. Are we understanding this? Third,
Yes, sir.
size. It means qualify the scale of the impact, necessary resources, and magnitude of the effort. Whenever we are writing an answer, let's say, it will totally depend how the question is asked. If the question is on subsurface level, you'll be writing in a subsurface level. Okay, this is the basic question that needs to be written off, and it's a basic college wala type of question. But when it is, let's say, more of a deep kind of a thing, when 2 or 3 things are intermixed and they are asking something different, then the kind of depth that you will be putting into the answer will be different. So you'll have to identify the depth till how much deeper you will have to dig while writing the answer. Hidden demand. If there is something that is not written over there, that is not explicitly mentioned, but while writing answer, you get to know, okay, I have to talk about that also. That you need to identify. These are the areas that we will be looking every time when we'll be deconstructing a question. Are we clear on this? Any doubt in this?
Yes.
Clear.
Who said clear? Who said clear at the last? Gaurav, you was it you?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the 5 things that we talked about in previous slide.
Sir, first was the command word will direct our answers, that what areas we have to touch. Then the core topic, we have to stick to the core topic. Then scopes and limitations, like we have to understand the scope, just like the previous example of post 2014. And size means that according to the question, we have to go that much to that much extent of depth, to the extent that is asked, not. And the last one is to also put forward the implicitly asked things which are not explicitly asked in the question, that is hidden demand.
Okay. So the first one is deconstructing question structure. First is directive. Defines how of the question. It is critically examine, discuss, or whatever it is. Then the core topic, what? It's a cooperative federalism. It is, I guess, that taking the question from there. Cooperative federalism it is talking about, right? Application, if we say, discuss the role of Niti Aayog in cooperative federalism, combining both elements, guide the focus of the response. Now, this is the question, right? Discuss the role of Niti Aayog in cooperative federalism. This is the question. Over here, the directive is discussed, and the core topic is what it is.
Cooperative federalism, sir.
Cooperative federalism in context of
Niti Aayog.
Niti Aayog, sir.
Niti Aayog. Right? Are we good on this? Did we understood? So, someone said in previous session you discussed what is command words are, and we discussed in the very first session also. What it is that tells about discuss, what we need to talk about and discuss.
In discuss, we have to present multiple dimensions and not take any stance. The content should flow as if it's an open platform, like it should flow from different areas.
It should be to and for the topic. So it should have both the components there.
Shiva?
So 1 minute, sir. I have stored in somewhere. I will see it.
Gaurav?
Yes, sir.
क्या होता है डिस्कस का मतलब?
Sir, all the aspects.
Wow. Gurudetta?
Yes, sir.
So both positive and negative also.
Sir, I found.
Yes, Gurudetta.
Sir, discuss in this directive word, we first of all we explain what the topic is according to this main subject, basically the cooperative federalism. That is the main subject we have to talk about in this. I mean, in the context of Niti Aayog.
What do you mean by the term discuss?
Okay, discuss is first. If I am writing the answer, I will first discuss about the cooperative federalism in 1 or 2 lines, and then I will be giving some positives and negatives with some examples of any current affair if it is happening somewhere.
Yes, Anas. Yes, Anas.
Hello. Yes, Then discuss we discuss all the dimensions of the topic, positives, negatives, and then we come to a conclusion, considering all that demands.
Okay. What about you, Shiva?
Sir, actually, discuss means explain the topic in detail. So we should explain different aspects, both positive and negative, and conclude. The structure will be an introduction, positive and negative, and conclusion.
Anyone else who want to put anything? You guys are still missing with something. Yes, Pramika.
So I think discuss means like in this it should cover all the like it should cover in details only, and it will also include multiple sides, and at the end it should be balanced end.
Yeah,
Sir, are you
sure.
talking about that the answer should be in points?
Shivam. Yeah.
So here we have to discuss how Niti Aayog is helping in cooperative federalism, starting with in terms of planning and the relations between center and state. All these points we have to discuss, explain, and then in conclusion we have to write a synthesis of all these points and not repeating. So,
Yes. Continue, Jaya.
sir, you are saying, tell me something.
No issues. I was not talking to you. I was talking to all of you.
Okay. Yeah. In the end, we have to like include at least one of those terms discussed in the above in the body, and then write in a forward-looking conclusion, like synthesis of all these words cumulatively. It should reflect like forward-looking.
Okay. Yes, Shubham.
Sir, the word discuss in many questions, I think it's explaining about the arguments in analytical and balanced approach, and all the positive, negatives, challenges, effects, causes, and everything related to it in a balanced and analytical approach.
Every one of you said the same thing, right? You'll be talking on both the perspective, positive and negative, each and everything will go for a conclusion. Whenever you're saying anything positive or negative, it should be backed by an evidence. All of you guys missed it. Evidence can be a data, an example, anything, any reason, anything can be there. When discuss means it's a normal discussion that we are doing currently, right? We are doing discussion. If I'm saying that Shiva is not studying, right? How can I say? Because the way of answers he's giving in the session, right? Or let's say if I'm saying Avira is studying or not studying, why? How much active he is or she is in the session. There is a reason behind any kind of opinion that I'm, whether it is negative, whether it is positive. It has to be backed by a reason or an example or an evidence. Discussing means talking on both the pointers, backed by examples, and going for a well-seasoned conclusion or opinion kind of a thing at the end of the day. Right? Okay. What is scope and limiters? Yes, Gaurav.
सर मेरा जो डाउट है वो थोड़ा सा स्लाइड से अलग है. सर जब आंसर्स लिखते हैं तो ऐसा फील होता है जैसे डिस्कस हो, एग्जामिन हो, क्रिटिकल एग्जामिन हो, ऑलमोस्ट चीजें मतलब सेम ही लिखनी होती है, सब में सारे एस्पेक्ट्स कवर करो, सब्सटेंशिएट करो.
हाँ वो होता है, बट इट्स अबाउट कि हाउ यू आर प्रेजेंटिंग इट. देखो कोर डिमांड तो सेम ही रहता है मेजरली, मतलब द क्वेश्चन इज देयर बट द स्ट्रक्चर विल चेंज, द वे यू आर राइटिंग will change, the way your, let's say, the vocabulary of yours will change. Don't worry, when we'll practice it, your session 9th or 10th or let's say 8th or 9th are of practice sessions. Yes, Ashutosh.
Sir, I also had a question. If there are questions like 20 questions in mains exam, so we'll be facing the questions. So if we'll follow the same structure for each and every question, like introduction, body, conclusion, it will be kind of monotonous for each and every question?
No,
And should we bring some different aspect or different angle in it, or different creativity?
No need to be that much creative. It is about the knowledge. Look, you can choose different approaches while writing introduction. In one question, it can be definitional. In second, it can be, let's say, data backed. In third, it can be current affair based. Fourth, it can be case studies based. There will be a number of kind of introduction that you'll be writing it. But the core concept will be like that only. In majority of the cases, intro, body, and conclusion. So it will not be monotonous, but it is a basic principle that we are going to follow.
All
Now,
right, sir.
Scope and limiters. Now, when we were talking about scope and limiters, we had a discussion, okay, to what extent we have to go while writing answer, right? What are the areas that we can, let's say, combine in the answer? What can be excluded? Over that, we'll be having three things. First is defining boundaries. Establish clear parameters. Okay, what we are going to discuss. Let's say, when we are talking about, let's say, India since 2014, right? So talk about it. Here, geographically, we'll be discussing time frames. We'll be talking about from 2014 to 2019 first term, 2019 to 2023 second term, right? Like this. In this, it was like this. During this phase, it was like this. Or in northern India, it was like this. In southern India, we can see this. So how you are approaching towards a particular option, let's say answer while writing answer, you have to define the boundaries. Now, when we are writing it, you have to be following the same, let's say, kind of focus. You can't say like you talked about the geographical part, but you are writing about the time frames. The flow should be uniform across the answer. Are we getting this? Third, maximizing scoring. Demonstrate analytical discipline and mastery, which is critical for achieving high marks in formal assessment. Whenever we are, let's say, having a defined boundaries, how we are going to deal with it, and with maintained focus, it will automatically catch the examiner's attention. Okay, there is a chronology or there is a consistency across the answers. So it will help you to maximize the score. Ashutosh, did you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Now, defining the scope is strategic choice used to control the narrative and demonstrate subject mastery. When you will have a clarity, okay, this is the area that I will be pondering on while writing answer, it will be like an subject mastery, right? You cannot, let's say, insert multiple dimension, right, and talk about all the dimension in the same way. But if you will define, okay, these are the three areas that I'll be covering and I'll be doing proper justification of the answer, it will be great. It is same like reading 10 different books for a single subject is worse than by reading one single book for, let's say, multiple times. So now, you must have heard it. Instead of reading 10 different books for the same subject, read one book 10 times. It will be good. Like that only, if you are having your selected dimensions, these are the areas that I'll be covering, stick to those. Don't add multiple dimensions. I'm not saying totally don't add, but have a definition. Okay, defined approach. I'll be covering this, and this. That's it. Now, what will be the constraint when we are talking about the size? Firstly, 15 marker or 10 marker with the, let's say, the marker word limit 150 or 250. Firstly, you will have to deal with it. Secondly, when we are talking about pointers, how much pointers you'll be having? So you, while preparing, you can go for 6 to 7 dimension that you'll be requiring. Just by using a standard approach, let's say if there is a question on 250 marks, I will have to add multiple dimensions. What are the areas that we can do it? When we'll be having session, I guess 9th or 10th for GS 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll be having a discussion how distinct pointers or how we can approach to a particular answer in those, let's say, subjects. Purpose of concept. Treat constraint as structural boundaries for writing rather than mere suggestions. When there is a boundary in the question, don't take it like, okay, this is just a passing reference. take your content till to that extent. Okay, if they are talking about effectiveness only, I'll be talking about effectiveness only. I'll not be talking about the number of laws, what their features are, who introduced it. No. If I asked, what is your name? It should be like Anas Ansari. That's it. You should not like, I am Anas Ansari, I am from here, Gujarat, I do this, I do this. No, only the name. Right? By using this approach, it will benefit you to prevent your overwriting. Your word limit will not be crossed. It will not be underwriting. You will not be having less content to write on, and it will obviously ensure a consistency across the paper on all the pointers, which gives examiner a relaxation. Ki every time he will not have to see a different approach while writing answer. It will be consistent, and he will be used to it by the time he will be going through your paper. Okay, I know this student is using this particular trick, and every question is like this only. So it shows a uniformity across the, let's say, paper. So when we have these three things, the marks, the pointers, and let's say the boundaries, it will help us to, let's say, allocate our energy efficiently. Let's say if there is a question that is simpler and that don't require that much of timing and effort, right? You will allocate that much of time. If while reading the question you understood, okay, this is a hard question and need to allot more time, accordingly you will adjust your timing while writing the answers, because at any cost we have to finish all the 20 question in 180 minutes. Are we good on this? So this will help you to stick to the, let's say, the 180 minute of mark. If you'll plan it better, we will implement these strategies while we will be having live answer writing things over here. Unless, don't worry, you will cover it up. Okay. Okay, what is the hidden demand? What the examiner is looking for? Firstly, the balanced perspective. As we said, you can't be too leftist, you can't be too positive. Madhyam mark approach will have to be followed while writing answer. Balance on both the pointers. Way forward, when we are having, provide a clear, actionable recommendation or a forward-looking path. It should not be vague. It should not be, let's say, half. It should be very clearly stated that this is the issue and this has to be done. That's it. You are future bureaucrats. There needs a solution from your side that should be clear and it should be executionable on the ground. Right? Okay. This is my phone. Okay. Critical differentiator. When we are, let's say, able to identify the hidden demand, this will act as a key element that will separate your basic answers from high scoring expert level submission. Out of 20 questions, every question will not be same. Some will be easy, some will be at a medium pace, some will be on a more analytical corner. So you'll be able to firstly allocate equal timings. Okay, this is basic, I'll be utilizing less time. This is analytical and you'll be needing higher time. Accordingly, you will adjust your 180 minutes for those formats, and it will also help you to give your expert level of submissions in the answers, right? When we are not able to identify the hidden demand, that is mostly the reason that you might not get good marks in comparison of other people. Let's say all of you are writing it. Many of you will be getting 7 marks. Many of you will be getting 4 marks. Many of you will be getting 5 marks. Content, book, test series, each and everything is same. But it's only about, did you understood the hidden demand and the demand, and did you write it in a, let's say, required manner by the examiner? That will only make the difference. You can easily say every person who is writing mains from this Friday, day after tomorrow, they will be essay paper. Everyone is going through the same process. Majority of the students will be joining some or the other course, but everyone will be getting different marks. That is the only thing. The person who is able to keep his approach according to the examination's demand is most likely to get more marks. So, firstly, what will happen? This is the matrix that we'll be following while writing answer. And Anyone who can understand or can make me understand? Avira is like, ye kya hai? Okay. How many of you are from mathematics background? No one. Shubham, only one. One more. Anas. What about other people? All BA, BCom, or how it is like? 10th में तो पढ़ी होगी. You must have studied in the class 10th, na? Who is going to explain me a word called quadrant? What is a quadrant? Yes, Gaurav.
Dividing into 4 parts.
Huh?
Like in the coordinate geometry, we have divided the plane, 2D plane in 4 parts.
ये मैथ वाले लोग नहीं है, हिंदी में समझाओ.
Oh,
The quadrant meant 1/4.
1/4 of what?
Anything.
Anything.
So circle.
Circle.
Sir, any plane, sir.
Any plane. Anyone? Priya?
सर 4 इक्वल पार्ट्स में किसी चीज को बांटना. जैसे अगर कोई 360 डिग्री का एंगल है तो उसको 90 90 90 90.
Sir, depends on the context, sir.
किसके content? Of which content? Depends on what?
Sir, depends on the context which you are asking in.
यार quadrant होता है, मतलब context क्या होता है उसमें? Okay. So हिंदी भाषा में I'll try. This is a so-called circle of mine. ये मेरे हिसाब से सर्कल है और तुम लोगों के हिसाब से भी. This is semicircle. This is quadrant. Quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. When you'll add this, a full circle will be done. A 360 turn will be there. समझ में आया? अनस सही बोल रहा हूँ?
हाँ sir, now the this slide makes sense to me. Can I try?
Good. Yes, try.
Yes. So firstly, the first quadrant is comprehensive synthesis, status populated. So firstly, when you have read the question, so first you get an information overload. So you integrate all primary data sources in your brain, like what all you think can be written in the answer. Then after that, we have ready to write state, that is complete. So that is where you start to take out only those data or only those facts or evidences that you think are required in the answer. And then after that, synergy mapping, that analyze visuals interaction of inputs. So after you have taken out everything that is required to write the answer, you finally write your introduction, body, and then conclusion. You write the answer according to what the question is about. And then lastly...
No. When we are talking about synergy mapping, it means when you have the data or let's say whatever content you have, arrangement, what we are going to write first, second, third, how it is. Visually, you will be saying, okay, in introduction, I'll be doing this and this and like this and like this.
So introduction, body, conclusion, like you'll be planning what you have to put in which corner. Then actionable insights, status ready, drives strategy formation. So after that, once you're ready with your draft of the answer, so you can strategically formulate your answer and then write it.
So 2 sessions or 3 sessions back, we had a discussion on 9-layer architecture of writing an answer. Right? You remember? And we were having something called pre-writing, writing, and post-writing. Right? These are the 4 areas that we discuss in pre-writing. Okay, before writing, we have to keep some things in mind, how to execute it. And now, when you have deconstructed it, write it down. Are we good on this? समझ में आया?
सर एक बार सुन हिंदी में शॉर्ट में
क्वेश्चन आपने पढ़ा, ठीक है। सिंपल सी चीज ये है कि जब भी आपने क्वेश्चन पढ़ा आपको ये पता होना चाहिए क्वेश्चन की डिमांड क्या है क्या नहीं है। तो व्हेन वी आर डूइंग इट, जस्ट आफ्टर रीडिंग इट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या पूछा गया था, किस एंगल से पूछा गया था और किस एक्सटेंट तक पूछा गया था। उसके हिसाब से आप अपने किचन में से सामान निकालोगे कि सब्जी किसकी बनानी है। सारे मसाले इकट्ठे किए, ठीक है, उनको पहले क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना, उनका फाउंडेशन बनाया, डालना शुरू किया और सब्जी बनके तैयार हो गई। समझ में आया? नहीं, माइक ऑफ है
सर। ये 9 लेयर वाली बात थी ना?
हाँ, तो ये उसी का पार्ट है ना।
अच्छा,
तो फर्स्टली यू विल सिंथेसाइज कि क्या पूछा गया है, ठीक है। उसके हिसाब से यू विल जितने भी डेटा या नॉलेज आपके पास है वो इकट्ठा करोगे। उसके बाद में इसमें से कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्या चाहिए, क्या हटा सकते हैं, क्या रख सकते हैं, दैट विल गिव यू द फाउंडेशन। क्योंकि नाउ दिस इज द डेटा। अब इसको प्रेजेंट कैसे करना है, विजुअलाइज। इंट्रोडक्शन में क्या लिखूंगा, बॉडी में क्या लिखूंगा, बॉडी में कितने पार्ट्स होंगे, उन पार्ट्स में कितने सब टॉपिक्स होंगे, कंक्लूजन में क्या लिखूंगा, एंड देन स्टार्ट राइटिंग इट। समझा श्याम?
सर 4th क्वाड्रेंट मतलब राइटिंग स्टेज है?
हाँ,
यस सर।
ठीक है। So now, when you do this again and again, so from just here, from collecting a data, becoming a data expert, or let's say the content expert, you will ultimately turn into an execution expert. Okay, now till now I had the data, I had the knowledge, but till now I was not able to write it on a piece of paper. You might be having this issue when you are asked to write answers. Okay, I know the topic, I know what the topic is all about, but I don't know how to start it, what to write. I don't know, some of you or one or two of you guys were asking the same thing, and I don't know whether in the call or the session. Okay, I know the, let's say, the question or the area, but when I'm trying to write it, I don't know how to start. So when you will do this, you will get that area of, let's say, execution, okay, how to start with it and how to write it down. Right? Are we good? Okay, now if you are done with those 4 steps, half of your answer is ready because the planning is done. Now you have to just write it down. Firstly, the QDM framework will give you the logical flow of the content, intro, body, conclusion, what you're going to write. Then once you have the skeleton, once you have the ढांचा, let's say मकान बनता है, पहले क्या चाहिए, ईंट लगाई, छत डाली और हो गया मकान तैयार। काम उसके बाद होता है ना। तो वो ये जो 4 चीजें हैं, इट विल गिव यू स्केलेटन ऑफ योर आंसर। दिस इज द स्केलेटन दैट यू आर गोइंग टू राइट, एंड आफ्टर दैट यू कैन पुट कि आपको 32 इंच का टीवी लगाना है कि प्रोजेक्टर लगाना है कि क्या लगाना है। तो स्केलेटन विल बी रेडी, द ढांचा विल बी तैयार। उसके बाद यू विल ऐड ऑन द कंटेंट और लेट्स से इफ एनी एडिशनल थिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड व्हाइल राइटिंग एन आंसर। सो फ्रॉम दैट नोट, because knowledge जो भी है या फिर whatever content you gathered while thinking, it was either can be from your notes, it can be either from a notebook or let's say your textbook or whatever kind of sources you were having. But this matrix will help you to put that knowledge or that content from you onto a piece of paper, into a what we call cohesive story that will appease the examiner. You had the content, but you presented in such a way that it seemed very good. Right? This will help you. So every time, look, it is not easy. Initially, it can take time, right? So generally what we used to do is, recently I know some of the student was asking, I'll not take his name. Whenever we find things difficult, right, okay, it is taking some time, should I skip it or something like this. So when you will be writing this answer or when you will be using this approach, in start it can feel okay, that is too much time it is taking to just analyze or do these 4 quadrants to fill. But if you will do it repeatedly, as we discussed in the very first slide of this, it will become a habit and it will be easy for you to do it in the future. And actually, it will help you to get good marks because your answer will be better structured, better formulated in comparison of other people. And we already discussed it's only about matter of few marks that can change the rank from 1 to below 200. It's only about 0.5, right? So this 60-second or 40-second of time frame of yours will give you edge over others to gain that 0.5 or 1 marks more than your competitor. And each one of you is competitor of others, right? So are we good on this? I hope so. Now, workshop agenda. No one gave you previously, but today, I'll to give you task. Firstly, you will be applying this method on 2 fresh PYQs, previous year questions. And worksheet will be there in the, where you'll find the workbook?
The website.
Portal. Right. Select any two. There are already PYQs listed in that, and write it down using the QDM method. Right. Secondly, I have already, I don't know whether you did it or not, I have already made a, let's say, compilation of all the questions that we have done till today, that we have done or we have discussed with model answers, right? If anyone needs, just let me know. I'll send it on the WhatsApp so that it will help you to, let's say, make a booklet or something like this. Whatever number of questions that we have solved till now or we have discussed, I've just made the compilation of that so that it will help, and use that as a future perspective. Let's say if in the next session or this session, if you get fresh questions, add to that booklet. It will help you to gain at least, let's say, by end of these sessions, you'll be having at least 200 questions approximately of every section, right? These basic foundational kind of workshops will, or let's say these foundational sessions will go up to session 10th. Then we will be doing with our live answer writing in the session itself. Okay. 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 Yeah. This is it. And yeah, don't leave the 5 boxes blank. All boxes should be fulfilled in the workbook itself. If you want key, whenever you are doing it, like whenever we are doing that structural part, don't write full sentences. I'll talk about cooperative federalism with 2 examples. Then I'll talk about this. I'll connect it to Niti Aayog. I do this. Don't do it. Directives, cooperative federalism, CP, link, Niti Aayog, then examples like this. When I'm talking about indicative words, these are the words that you will, if you will talk about these words or if you will think about that word, it will help you to remember all the story. Are we getting on this? Let's say if anyone tells you why maximum number of Indus Valley civilizations settlements are on the western side of India. Why? Why not in India? Why not in other parts?
Sir, I remembered, but I don't know whether it's the right answer or not.
Alright, try. What will happen?
Sir, give me a second, sir. I will recall that.
The second is over. You're already running on the 5th. Batao. Why maximum number of our IBC sites are on the western side?
Sir,
They can be multiple reasons.
Because of rivers. Water resources.
Water resources. Why not near Ganga?
Sir, I think they wanted to live away from monsoon because metals could not survive because there was too much of rainfall on the eastern side of India.
Sir,
So I remember this point that this was one of the reasons why they were settled on the western side because they had rivers but not that much of rainfall.
But later on they moved.
Yes.
sir,
I'm not saying we were not having sites in India.
Yes.
Why the majority of the sites were on their side? We have site in Rajasthan. We have site in yes, Gaurav.
सर मैं पूरा श्योर नहीं बट जहाँ तक ये है कि ज्यादातर जो एंशिएंट लोग थे वो उस साइड से आए थे, ईरान साइड से, पर्सिया साइड से, तो वो वहां से पहले ये जो हिंदू कुछ माउंटेन्स वगैरह है और जो रिवर्स वगैरह, इंडस रिवर है, यहाँ पे उनको फर्टाइल प्लेन मिल गया, तो यहीं पहले ये सेटल होने लगे, फिर धीरे धीरे ये लोग फॉरेस्ट को साफ करते करते आगे बढ़े।
ये तो आर्यंस की थ्योरी है, फॉरेस्ट को साफ करते करते आगे बढ़े, गंगा के किनारे
धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़े, आई मीन सॉरी।
हाँ, ये शिवा को याद आ गया। हाँ शिवा।
Sir, might be the sites where it was situated once there due to the majority of the floods happening in the northeast side, right? So the material might be lost.
Yes, actually.
Sir, when Gaurav pointed out about coming from there, frontiers, he pointed out, I remembered a point that trade was easy from Mesopotamia and other civilization. I mean, Mesopotamia was only the civilization and Egyptian civilization, right? We can connect it from. So I think trade could be a reason why they were settled on western side, because it was difficult to trade from east. There were no frontiers as such. They had to cross seas to trade.
Homework, all of you. What is the question? Yes, Anas. You are telling me the answer or you are repeating the question?
सर वही गौरव ने जो बोला, जो वेस्टर्न नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न साइड से जो भी लोग आ रहे थे, they got the resources, so they settled there. फिर वो एक saturation point पे आया, तो फिर वो आगे बढ़े, और फिर यही तरीके से वो लोग धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ रहे थे।
What was the question?
इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन में मोस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट नॉर्दर्न साइड पे क्यों थे?
Why maximum number of sites in IVC are located on the western side, or let's say northwest side? First question it is. Now I need you guys to prepare a story. Tell me, what was the reason that led to someone to go and dig up the place to identify Harappa? ऐसे कि रात में कृष्ण जी सपने में आए, भगवान आए कि जाओ वहां जाके खोदो, वहां शहर मिलेगा, कुछ तो कारण रहा होगा।
सर रेलवे वगैरह का काम चल रहा था,
अब बात नहीं। हाँ बताओ सचिता।
सर रेलवेज का ही मुझे भी पता है कि दे वर सर्चिंग फॉर, आई मीन दे वर टेकिंग अप इंडियन रेलवेज दैट वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड बाय डलहौजी, आई गेस।
मुंबई थाने?
Sir,
which railway?
I am not sure about it. I think so.
Gaurav, railway कौन सी?
I only know about that railways.
सर मुंबई टू थाने तो फर्स्ट था, बट वो थोड़ा मतलब कुछ साल बाद वहाँ पे पहुंचे थे। नाम मुझे अभी याद नहीं आ रहा, शायद डी से नाम था। डलहौजी मतलब वो लेड कर रहे थे उस समय, मतलब वो ये थे, रूलर थे, लेकिन जो वहाँ पहुंचे थे।
Who is the founder of Archaeological Survey of India?
नाम याद नहीं है सर।
कब एस्टैब्लिश हुआ था?
Alexander Cunningham. Alexander Cunningham.
And when it was established?
1861.
1861.
We were still a colony of Britishers, right?
Yes.
So he was the person who ordered go and find out what is happening over there. But before that, I would ask you guys to go and research on this, and I need the full story. And do you guys remember which was the first site that was excavated in India, present India? We all know Harappa was the first site. What was the site that was discovered in India after independence, when all the sites went to Pakistan? देखना नहीं है गौरव, ढूंढना नहीं है. Yeah, anyone? No? So chronology भी याद नहीं है किसी को भी कि कब हुआ, कब नहीं हुआ, कब किसको एक्सकेवेट किया गया.
सर राखी गढ़ी शायद.
Sir,
What's the year, Rakhi Gadi? Yes, who was saying something? Yes, Abhi.
sir, I don't know if I'm correct or not, but मुझे सिर्फ इतना पता है कि एक पंजाब में हुआ था.
रोपड़.
पहला.
पंजाब में पता था, रोपड़.
कुछ रूप, कुछ ऐसा नाम था.
रोपड़ बोल तो रहा हूँ.
हाँ, वही पंजाब में हुआ था.
Year. In which year?
It was after the general elections, first general, 1953.
I thought 51.
1953.
I can be wrong. It's not like I am very correct. It can be. So I want you to go and check out this story. How did a person got to know that there is a city burnt, or let's say drawn over there? Dodavira or both are wrong. The correct answer is Ropert. After independence, this was the first site to be discovered in India. Right, and the railway line you're talking about is from Lahore to Amritsar. Something like this. So, you have two tasks. Firstly, why majority of the sites are located on the western side of India, or let's say in the current Pakistan, and what led to think a person to go and check if there is something, deep down the land. Other than this, you will be having your workbook. Do finish it off.
So second question.
Second question.
हाँ सर.
सेकेंड क्वेश्चन ये है प्रिया जी कि आपको ये पता करना है कि ऐसा क्या हुआ कि अलेक्जेंडर कनिंघम ने कहा कि वहां जाकर खोदो, वहां पे साइट मिलेगी. व्हाट वाज द स्टोरी बिहाइंड?
Sir, we have to do from the workbook apart from these two tasks.
वर्कबुक में लिखा है. Premika, we have two questions. First is, why majority of the IBC sites are located on the western side of India, or let's say northwestern frontier province area? And second, what led a person to think to go and we will find a, let's say, site over there? What led Alexander Cunningham to send a person to dig up the place? What was the story behind? Why anyone would like to dig up a place? क्यों सक्षिता, रैंडमली जाके कहीं पे भी खोद दोगी क्या? रैंडमली कहीं पे भी जाके डिगिंग स्टार्ट कर दोगी?
No, sir.
So there must be a reason.
Yes.
गौरव को बहुत मजा आ रहा है सुनने में. क्यों गौरव, जेसीबी खुदाई देखते हो खड़े होके? तुम भी उसी में हो. जहाँ जेसीबी लग रही थी वहाँ खड़े जाते हम देखने के. ठीक है. So today we discussed how you will convert your knowledge or content into an actionable, let's say, process onto a piece of paper. Yeah. Do one thing also. Make a list of questions from session 1 to session, this is the 6th one, I guess, session 6th. हमने जितने भी क्वेश्चंस आज तक किए हैं, चाहे वो वर्कबुक में हो, चाहे वो आपके किसी नोट में हो, write it down on a piece of paper and just let me know how many questions we have. And what about the notes? Are we making? Yeah, I got your message.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you made it. Which note you made?
सर एक तो वो रैपिड अर्बनाइजेशन वाला आपने बोला था. Then you gave one on cooperative federalism, then Indian monsoon. So उसका PDF बना के रखियो.
भेजना. Sure, what happened to your voice? Why you are typing? There is a break there. Don't hit and try. Give me the exact story. Later we will
That is not the right answer.
Yeah, that is the right answer, but it's just tip of the iceberg. And I need a proper chronology. सिर्फ कहानी का मतलब ये नहीं, देखो इससे पढ़ के आओगे तो एक टॉपिक पूरा क्लियर हो जाएगा, पूरी कहानी समझ में आएगी, एएसआई के बारे में पता चलेगा, कौन पहला चीफ था, बाद में कौन हुआ, किसने एक्सकवेट किया, इंडिया में कब हुआ, कैसे कैसे चला. You'll get to know each and everything. ठीक है, शायद हो सकता है कि हम आईवीसी का बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर इस सिंपल एक दो क्वेश्चन से, जो भी दो क्वेश्चन है कि वाई ऑन द वेस्ट एंड व्हाट लेड टू डिग, यू विल गेट टू नो, और इससे एक आइडिया मिलेगा कि पढ़ना कैसे है. अच्छा, इनके क्वेश्चंस जो व्हाई मैक्सिमम ऑफ द साइट्स आर ऑन वेस्टर्न साइड ना, इट्स गिवन इन द एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री फर्स्ट बुक, सोर्सेज ऑफ एंशिएंट इंडियन हिस्ट्री, एनसीईआरटी की किताब में है एक. And I guess I have discussed with some of my students. Shiva's Monday is like,
Sir, no, sir, because of the fertile land climate.
You remember?
It's a little bit. Sir, and I have sent notes for urbanization.
I'll check.
सर आपने कोई ऐसा कोई आप बोल लीजिए आप.
हाँ बोलो, कुछ नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोल रहा मैं.
सर आप ऐसा कोई टास्क दे रहे थे क्या ऑन अ पेपर करके, आप कुछ बोल देते शायद.
क्वेश्चंस लिख लेना सारे जितने भी ये वाले नहीं, हमने सेशन 1 से लेके अभी तक जितने भी क्वेश्चंस लिखवाने के लिए बोले गए हैं, सारे के सारे क्वेश्चंस लिख लेना.
सर जिसने नोट नहीं किया हो बीच का कुछ
तो करो.
ठीक है,
वर्कबुक में वैसे तो सब मेंशन्ड है, वर्कबुक डाउनलोड करो, देखो, चेक करो. एनीथिंग एल्स गाइस, कुछ पूछना हो, कुछ बताना हो, कुछ डिस्कस करना हो, किसी को आंसर लिखते हो. अच्छा, हमने तो अब तो पूछना ही क्या है, जब तक बोला नहीं जाएगा हम करेंगे नहीं कुछ. हमारी गलती है, हमने नहीं बताया, सॉरी
सर.
आंसर्स लिखने हैं.
सर जैसे आपने वो रैपिड अर्बनाइजेशन का नोट्स भेजा था, तो उसी टाइप का जैसे हम बना रहे थे, उसमें से आप एक थीसिस भी उसमें था, तो वो एज अ इंट्रोडक्शन पढ़ने में मजा आता है कि हाँ मतलब ऐसा मतलब पैराडॉक्शियल इंट्रोडक्शन है, बट वो इतना बड़ा होता है तो उसको इंट्रोडक्शन में भी नहीं डाल सकते, और बॉडी में तो इतना बड़ा क्या ही डालेंगे, तो वो मतलब क्या यूज है इसका थीसिस का.
देखो बताता हूँ क्या होता है ना, आप बुक्स पढ़ते हो है ना, लेट्स से आप अर्बनाइजेशन पढ़ रहे हो, हमारे वहाँ अपने सिलेबस में एक छोटा सा टॉपिक है, उसके ऊपर तुम्हें बुक्स भी मिल जाएंगी, उसके ऊपर तुम्हें थीसिस भी मिल जाएगी, उसके ऊपर तुम्हें वर्किंग मॉडल भी मिल जाएगा, और मल्टीपल वॉल्यूम्स में बुक भी मिल जाएगी. लेकिन हमें जितना रिक्वायर्ड है हमें उतना ही चाहिए. किचन का पूरा मसाला एक सब्जी में नहीं डालना है, मसाला है इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि सारा का सारा उसी तरीके से इस्तेमाल किया जाए. तो वो थीसिस अगर लिखी भी है, कट इट शॉर्ट, कोर पॉइंट को डिफाइन करो कि कोर क्या है, तभी आंसर्स लिख पाओगे, तभी वो 150 या 250 वर्ड्स में खत्म हो पाएंगे. ऐसा तो जब तुम पढ़ोगे तब भी यू विल बी हैविंग एक्स्ट्रा इन्फॉर्मेशन, बट व्हेनेवर यू आर राइटिंग यू विल हैव टू कंसाइज इट डाउन टू अ शॉर्टर फ्रेम, लेट्स से वर्ड लिमिट. कोई नहीं, विल डू इट, डोंट वरी. सब चीज एक ही दिन में सीख जाओगे तो मजा कैसे आएगा. यस, व्हाट एल्स?
सर
आशुतोष,
सर मुझे वो पूछना था, जो जीडीपी का वो जो सारे पॉइंट्स है ना कि फीचर्स, जीडीपी क्या नाम और नीति आयोग का, तो सर उसको सर मतलब क्या पूरा रिवाइज करना है वर्ड बाय वर्ड, या फिर कैसे करूंगा उसको?
जीडीपी नीति आयोग when we discuss
नीति आयोग के features पूरा जो description में दिया हुआ है.
questions we were having.
हाँ.
जो questions पे बात हुई है.
Questions के बाद. No. The currently thing which I'm doing is a planning and development. So in that I first planning commission, then I Niti Aayog, which was further developed. So there was like very 16, 17, like almost 20 points. So it would have been like 10, 15 points or 5, 6, 7. I could have revised but there are 20 points. So which I have to remember each and every point. I'm asking that, or should I just remember the structure or skeleton of those points? What should I do?
You can divide those pointers into different subsections. And now I'll have to look what those points refer to. Let's say if the points are referring to social stability, then you will put it social, political, economical. What kind of pointers we're talking about? I'll have to see it. Then I can tell you.
I will show you tomorrow.
No issues. What else? पढ़ाई कैसी चल रही है तुम लोगों की? Ma'am, I guess we can stop the recording if you are listening to me.
Okay, sir.
हाँ, गाँव वालों कैसी चल रही है पढ़ाई?